Welcome back, everybody, to Zandvoort. It's day 2, it's qualifying 2, and it's round 5 of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. My name's Chris McCarthy. Great to have your company as ever. The track, as you can see, is drying. It has rained overnight, and the GTs have just been out on circuit to clear up the wet that's out on there a little bit for us, but it's still going to be a damp and drying track. All the GT cars were out on slicks by the end of the session. In fact, 5 minutes in, they were all putting the slick tyres on, and most of them seem to get round in one piece. So that should be the way to go for us as well, but you never know. It's a lot of the drivers out there, this is their very first time to this circuit. They have had some wet running so far this weekend, but this is going to be definitely different challenge for them. We did have one practice session that was very similar conditions to this, a drying track. So they have a little bit of practice, a little bit of reference to go off, but it's going to be who can find the quickest time first. I guess who can find the best line first and who can maximize the conditions the best. It looks like our guys are all out there on slicks as well. So this is going to be an interesting one. It's going to be one of survival as well. We've got a 20-minute session, and all the drivers have just got to make sure they stay out there, stay in contention. You do not want to find yourself off into the gravel and off into the barriers and put yourself out the session before it's even started. It's going to be an endurance. We're going to see them out there for a long time. And then when we get to the end of the session, when the track really has dried up, that's when it's going to be very, very interesting. This could be a really exciting session, as the drivers are now all heading out onto the circuit. If you weren't with us yesterday, just to remind you of the result, Gregor Sorsi took the win, his 5th win of the season, his 6th on-track win. He won by 3 seconds ahead of Gabriele Mini, despite the fact that we had a safety car just 3 minutes from the end. Hadrian David finished in 3rd place. Paul Ricard was in 4th place. Franco Colapinto took his first points of the season in 5th. Isaac Hadjar was 6th place, was a little bit disappointed about that result, as was Mari Boya in 7th. He was 4th up until that late safety car. Dino Beganovic has matched his best result of the season with 8th, which is where he started his season. Michael Belov took his first official points of the season in 9th, and Alex Quinn was the last of the points finishers in 10th. Point system, if you're new to Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, works the exact same as Formula 1, points to the top 10. However, we do not give any extra points. No points for pole, fastest lap, and so on. We did lose, sadly, yesterday. Patrick Pasma, Pietro Deligoanti, and Tommy Smith. Smith and Pasma both had offs. Deligoanti had a mechanical problem and had to come into the pits. Sadly, we also lost as well Yassin Ferrati, who is not going to be taking part this weekend. We hope to see out there Andrea Rosso, and he is out there, I believe. He had an off yesterday in qualifying at that corner, and sadly he sustained damage to the chassis, which they could not fix in time for the race. It was damage around the seating area of the chassis, so it was too dangerous to go out there and race him. A real shame for Andrea, because he was on a really good lap at the time as well. Everyone fighting for track position here. The number 10 is Hadrian David, back on the podium yesterday. Number 22, black and white RHGP car, that's Zane Maloney, needs a good result today. He had a poor result by his standards yesterday. He had a good start to the race, getting up from 22nd into 16th place. But from there, he didn't really move forwards. He got up to 15th by the end. It is a difficult track to overtake at, so qualifying is particularly crucial. But Zane Maloney from 21st to 15th in the end. A good drive through the field, but not enough to score any point. While we watch Gregor Sorsi just making his way around the circuit, he's leading the pack at the moment. He's the man everyone's trying to chase in the championship. He's the man everyone's trying to beat this weekend. Everyone you speak to, including his teammates, say he's just out of our league at the moment. He's just got so much pace, Gregor Sorsi, and no one can quite work out where he's finding it from. Gregor Sorsi, who's been at this level for a couple of years, has never really been a driver you've seen getting race wins, but this season he's just taken a real turn of pace, a real turn of confidence, and Gregor Saucy, deservedly, is in a comfortable championship lead. When he wins, he does it pretty comfortably, likes to flag win, and I spoke to him yesterday actually about his restarts because he's very good at getting those in, and he says he plans restarts before the weekend even gets started, whether that be from first or second. So we are seeing drivers across the line. We're seeing times come in. 141.9 was the quickest so far of Saucy. Your pole time yesterday was a 130.9. Not sure if we're going to match that today, but we could get within a second or two by the end of the session. There are the red Arden cars making their way round. The 15 we picked up there as well. That's Lena Bula. She's trying and match her best result of 20th so far this season, which she picked up at Monaco. There's the 30, that's Michael Belov. Great to see him officially in the championship now. If you weren't with us yesterday, but you were at Paul Ricard, you'll remember Michael Belov took 2 second place finishes there, but that was as a wild card, so he scored no points for it. Michael Belov has now joined the G4 racing team for the remainder of the season. He is so happy to be a part of this championship, and I said it yesterday, he's got absolutely nothing to lose, has Michael Belov. He's not going to be fighting for a title. All he wants is as many podiums and wins as he possibly can, and he's already got 2 podiums to his name. 9th place yesterday. He knows he can do better today. Just felt he didn't get a good qualifying session. He's behind Pietro Deligoanti, who I don't think saw him there. Deligoanti, the sole monolight racing driver this weekend. One thing a lot of the drivers were saying yesterday is how tired they were by the end of the race. This is a really, really physically demanding circuit, the most physically demanding that we've been to of the season. They say that banking at turn 3 just really takes it out of you every single lap. And even Gabriele Mini was saying if we didn't have that safety car, I'm not sure I would have been able to hold on to second place. So it's going to be interesting to see with a dry session now, if we have a dry race again later, which is forecast, just how many drivers are going to be able to keep up the consistency, because if you were with us for the race yesterday, you would have seen just how close the battle was in the lower order of the top 10. And if you're struggling towards the end of the race, you can lose a lot of positions in this championship. We've got Benavides and Pesce behind that. Axel Noss is at the back of this queue. Saucy is quickest, 138.4. Then it's Boyer, Belov, Gola, Bortoletto, Sepinen, Rosso, Maloney, Pizzi and Fluxa. Good to see Nico Gola up there. Spoke to the KIC Motorsport team yesterday, and they've been really impressed with Nico's progress this season, given he's had a 1.5 years off and his career started in F4. He did no karting whatsoever, so he's learning all the time, and that's his goal for this season. Here's Saucy, currently in provisional pole position. We've still got just over 10 minutes in this session remaining. I'm not really calling the times yet because I don't think they're respective of what we're going to see in about 10 minutes time, but across the line Gregor Saucy comes now and he puts in a 131.8. Right, that's more like it then. They're really starting to ramp it up now. So we've seen a good 3-4 laps of drivers just bringing the tyres in. Now they're starting to push. Like I said, they need to just keep themselves on the circuit, so they know they've got a few laps at this, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Right, here's Michael Belov. He's gone quickest of anyone through the first sector. Didn't have the best qualifying yesterday, did Belov. Finished down in 9th place. Qualified very well when we were at Paul Ricard. Let's see if he can get himself towards the front of the grid. He's only 0.07 of a second off Saucy as he makes his way up towards the final 2 corners. Has he got a clear track of him? Just about. I think he is catching someone, but I think he'll get away with it as he comes through the penultimate corner now. Up towards the last corner he goes. Round the banking, Michael Belov trying to get himself up to the front of the grid. Mini's gone second, Girth has gone third, David is fourth, and it's Boyer Havercourt. Where's Belov going to go? He goes second place. Brilliant time there from the Russian. We've got yellow flags out and a virtual safety car, so he got that in just in time, and that's because the number 15 car has gone off into the gravel, and that's Lena Bula. Sadly, she has made a mistake down at turn 1. I was watching the GTs go down there earlier, and a couple of them nearly did exactly the same thing. A real shame for Lena Bula. She had just put in a 1:36.6. Akadiva right down the back of the field with the track really drying. So full course yellow is out. So Saucy, Belov, Mini, Goethe up there in 4th place. Brilliant session for him so far. Then it's David, Boyer, Havercourt, Maloney, Aron and Deli Gawanti. Alexandra Bardignon, he wanted rain. He was really hoping for it when I spoke to him yesterday. He's in 11th. Gola is 12th. Colapinto 13th. Marin Angelic, another driver who wanted it to rain. He's 14th. Benavides, another driver who wanted it to rain. He's 15th. Then it's Beganovic, Fluxa, Pesce, Ten Brink, Pitsy. A lot of the things the drivers were saying yesterday is if we're going to beat Saucy, if we're going to fight with Saucy, or indeed the ART team, there is one of his teammates, Gabriele Mini, we need it to rain. Gabriele really praised Gregor when I spoke to him yesterday. A great teammate for him to have. Likewise, Thomas Ten Brink was very happy with his 2nd place finish. And so we should be. The rookie, as such, has moved up to 8th in the championship. Your championship standings are Saucy, Maloney, Hajar, David, Quinn, Aron, Alatalo, Mini, Vidales and Pasma. Very close in terms of 2nd back down to 10th place. There's less than 40, well, there's 42 points in fact between those 9 drivers, all to play for in 2nd in the championship. Leonard Bula, unfortunately, is going to go no further in this session. I wonder if we'll see anyone use this chance to come into the pit lane. At the moment, no one has. Doesn't look like any of the teams are ready to receive cars into the pits. There you can see the teams just watching the timing screens as this session goes on. They may have just made the plan to just go out there, stay out there right to the end, given the conditions, because if you put the new tyres on, it takes them a while to bring them in. You have to have a good 3 or 4 laps to get the tyres in. That's what happened to Leonard Bula. We caught the end of it. I think that's just been a mistake under braking, and the car's gone round, unfortunately. But just under 9 minutes to go in this session. Team here at Zandvoort working very quickly to get that car cleared, and then we should be back underway. Well, there we pick up the number 21 of Marin Angeli, having a good session so far. That was where Leonard Bula was. She no longer is, so very shortly we could get going. I think Axel Noss here has been told the full course yellow might be coming in, and he's really slowing down now because he's at the 2nd to last corner, and if so, that's good driving by him because he can now go straight onto a flying lap. Just over 8 minutes to go, and we go green once more. Everyone's going to maybe take a lap to get the tyres back up to temperature. Then it's going to be a fight for pole position. So far, Saucy sits in provisional pole position, and it would be his 7th of the season if he could do it, and that's out of 10 races. There is Axel Noss locking up. Here is Saucy now. He's found some space towards the back of the field, placed himself very well, and I don't think he's going to be waiting around as he goes on to his first flying lap since that full course yellow came in. We've got the likes of Kaz Havercourt down the field. Isaac Hadjar's down in 21st place. Belov is down in 19th. I think his lap time actually may have been deleted. That has happened so far this weekend due to track limits. Potentially that was a possibility. Rossou's down in 22nd as well. Good to see him back out there. 32 drivers out on track in total. Vidales all the way down in 32nd place. Podium finisher here last year. David Vidales hasn't really put in a respectable time yet. 11 seconds off is definitely not where he would usually be. The gap between the whole field yesterday was 3.5 seconds. So we've had drivers who really haven't done a push lap yet at all. Saucy's on one though, as he makes his way through the 2nd sector now. This is the slowest section of the circuit. Tight left-hander, and then we drop back downhill. He's caught Benavides there. He's going to slow down. Dudu Barrichello behind him is going to slow down as well. No personal best coming in yet. In fact, as I say that, David Vidales did a personal best sector, but it looked like he had to slow down through the final sector. We'll keep an eye on the timing screens. Mini is on a push lap. He's starting to go a little bit quicker. Thomas Sembrink down in 12th. He's going quicker on this lap as well. We'll keep an eye on the times as they come in. But Deligawanti there, he's found himself some traffic. There's Emilio Pesce. He's found a little bit of traffic as well. And then here we've got Saucy, Barrichello, Smith in that order. Here's Mini. We did say he's gone quick. He's had a personal best first sector and he's had a personal best second sector as well. It's lit up green, as you can see below. Just 65 thousandths of pole position. Can Gabriele Mini find something through this final sector? Oh no, we've got another full course yellow. Who is that for this time? Gabriele Mini. That's his lap time completely ruined. He looked like he was about to put a personal best in, but we've had someone go off somewhere around this circuit. And as a result, we're back under full course yellow. Let's find out what happened. Oh, that's Nico Gola, straight into the gravel. That's cold tyres, pushing too hard, and that looks like that's coming in towards turn number 4, I think that is, where Nico Gola has found himself in the gravel trap. So that's just approaching the banking. And that's a rookie mistake, quite literally, I think. So Nico Gola is going to be hoisted up out of there now. It won't take them too long to get Nico Gola clear. Oh, this is going to make the end of this session very, very interesting now, isn't it? We're going to have 3 or 4 minutes remaining. When we go green, they're going to have 2 or 3 laps to get a time in. Marin Angeli, this is very, very good news for him. He's in 8th place so far. So your order, while we're getting Nico Gola cleared, is this. Saucy is leading from Mini. That's the exact same front row we had yesterday. David, likewise third. Boyer fourth. The top 4 unchanged from yesterday. Maloney is 5th. That's a good result for him so far. Aaron would be another row 3 start for him in 6th. Colapinto up in 7th. Nicola Marinangeli, who's not been in the points so far this season, would start from 8th place. He would have been hoping that lasted all the way to the end. Beganovic is 9th. Fluxer is 10th. That'll be a personal best qualifying for him as well. We need to watch out for the likes of Quinn in 14th. Belov in 17th. We've got Hajar in 20th place as well. We've got Kaz Havercourt down in 24th. And we've got David Vidales down in 32nd place. We are green. We've been so for about 30 seconds. They're not going to have long at all. They're in the 9 in the blue and yellow colours. That's Bardignon making his way through. There's Belov. Almost out of the top 20. Needs to get a time in here. Needs to do it quickly as well. This is really going to put the pressure on the less experienced drivers now, because they're dealing with pretty hard conditions. And they're going to now be forced to push straight away. They'll have 2 laps to warm up, and then they've got to go for it. This is going to be like your typical Q3 session, isn't it? A 10-minute shootout. Going to be an interesting one to watch then. Oh, Belov there, you can see just getting... I think that's what happened to Nico Gola, albeit he lost it and went straight on. Belov managed to catch it. Good work there from the Russian. Emilio Pesce just behind as they make their way downhill. In fact, that's Brad Benavides, who's running in a good position so far as they make their way up and downhill once more. In fact, Benavides will want to find a little bit of time here. Got a good reference point to follow though, so I think he'll tuck in behind Belov. Absolutely no problem at all. 2.5 minutes to go. Colapinto is improving. Fluxer is improving. Bortoletto also improving as well, as is everyone from 21st place down. So we're about to see the timing screens literally light up, and we're about to see a lot of changes potentially now towards these standings. So get comfortable for the next 2 minutes or so, because this is going to be a very interesting end to this session. This could go any way here, and Gregor Saucy is flying. Elias Sepinen has just gone up to 3rd place. Brilliant driving from him. Flukes has gone to 4th place. Colapinto's put himself on the front row provisionally. Gregor Saucy has found a little bit of traffic there. He manages to get by Deligawanti, but he's going to catch traffic through the last corner. So it's we've got Oliver Goether's now gone up to 5th place as well. So Goether taking advantage of this situation here. He's put himself onto row 3. Saucy approaching the start-finish line. He's got a nice toe to take him up there, and he goes quickest. 131.193, 7 tenths over the rest of the field so far. Everyone out there is improving though. 90 seconds on the clock. Here's Gabriele Mini. Poor second sector, but quickest of anyone through the first sector. Let's see what he can do through the third sector. He said to me yesterday, the first sector was where he needed to find some time. After that, he's okay, and he's found some time through there, and he's put himself second on the grid. 131.560 for him, but Colapinto going quicker. Boyer has gone fourth. Ten Brink has gone fifth place. William Alatalo has just put himself up to fourth place. Then it's Boyer, Ten Brink, Hadjar in seventh. David is eighth. Quinn is ninth. Maloney 10th. Aaron has just gone up to 11th place. Zay Maloney now up to 10th. Beganovic has gone 8th across the line. That was Nicola Marinangeli. He's improved to 21st place. There's Colapinto. He's up into third so far, but he's improving on this lap as well. Can he put himself onto the front row for the first time this season? The Argentinian heads up towards the start finish line, 131.1 to beat, and he does a 132.1, but he's got one more lap now. Anyone who makes it across the line in the next 20 seconds will get one more lap. This, their last chance to get a time in. Dudu Barrichello has just gone 20th place. Francesco Pizzi has gone up to 4th place. What a time from Francesco Pizzi. He scored no points this season. Michael Belov's gone fourth now. Here's A. Maloney, absolutely flying as well, but he's been delayed through the second sector. Goethe is in 6th place. Alatalo in 7th place. Checkered flag is now waving, and Maloney is going to be slower on this lap. Behind him, though, what's Isaac Hadjar doing? Is he improving? I think he might be as they make their way up towards the final two corners now. Plenty of changes able to happen here. Colapinto is improving on this lap. Belov also improving. We've got Goethe improving. We've got Alatalo improving as well. Looks like Havicourt is into the top 10 as we come up towards the line now. So it's Saucy, Mini, Belov, Pizzi, Goethe, Alatalo, Havicourt, Boyer and Maloney. Colapinto improving here. We've had a change in the top 5. Francesco Pizzi is in 5th place. Looks like he's going quicker on this lap as well. Oliver Goethe is also going quicker on this lap. He's done a personal best through the first sector. We are watching Franco Colapinto, though. He's currently 3rd. He's had a bad second sector, but he had a personal best first sector. He heads up towards the line now. Paul Aron is just snuck into the top 10. Here comes Colapinto up to the line. Can he improve? Yes, he can in time, but not in position. That looks like Gabriel Bortoletto behind. He's going to be 20th place. Gregor Saucy is off. Not going to make any difference to him anyway, because he is in pole and the checkered flag is out. I think that's pretty much everyone across the line. We were waiting to see Deli Gawanti across the line, who was on an improvement. Not too sure what's happened to Dino Beganovic, but he's sadly in the pit lane. Well, a rare mistake there through the chicane for Gregor Saucy, and he is off. Gets going again though, and it's going to be another pole position for Gregor Saucy, his 7th now of the season. What a session that was. We've got some surprises towards the front of the field, some pleasant surprises as well. Gregor Saucy is going to be on pole position for the 7th time. Gabriele Mini, like he was yesterday, will join him on the front row. Colapinto up there in 3rd. Brilliant result for Franco, considering he only scored his first points of the season yesterday. The 51 there in picture, the Van Amersfoort driver, Francesco Pizzi. Absolutely outstanding performance from the young rookie. He's just come out of Italian F4. He was the vice champion in that last year, and he is going to be 5th on the grid. Ahead of him though, Saucy, Mini, Colapinto, Belov, your front 2 rows. Francesco Pizzi is going to be 5th, and Oliver Goethe in 6th. The 2 young rookies will make up row 3. William Alatalo was 7th, then it was Havicourt on home soil in 8th in the points. Aaron and Boyer round out the top 10. Maloney, much better qualifying from him, likewise 10 Brink, then it was Pasma. David, one to watch again. Quinn, likewise in 15th, then it's Fluxa, Sepinen, Deli Gawanti, Barrichello, Bortoletto, Rosso, Nos, Pesce, Vidal well out of position down in 24th, then it was Benavides, Marinangeli, Bardignon, Smith, Beganovic. Disappointing day for him after a very good one yesterday. Gola, we saw crash. Isaac Hadjar down in 31st place, and Lena Bula finished down in 32nd place. Well, there's Deli Gawanti making his way into the pit lane, as do the rest of the field. And we will take a look back now at the highlights. So we started on a damp but drying circuit. And as we said right at the start, this was going to be a session of endurance. It was going to be about keeping yourself in the fight, and most of the field dealt with that very well. The man who got used to the conditions the quickest, and unsurprisingly, was Gregor Saucy. There was Hajar taking a trip through the grass. Near miss for him. Belov was putting in some very good times. So good that he would get onto the second row of the grid. Then we had our first full course yellow when Leonard Bula went off into the gravel at turn number 1. After a few minutes behind that, we would get going again, and Gregor Saucy would find more improvements to put himself 7/10 clear, but Gabriele Mini would be chasing him down there in the 46. In the end, would only be 3.5 tenths back after a mistake in the second sector. Nico Gola would go off on cold tyres next. Gregor Saucy found some traffic, but found a 131.193, and he, despite that spin, will be on pole position. His 7th pole of the season. That's it here from Zandvoort until 4 p.m. when we will go racing again. Make sure you do join us for that. It's going to be another 30 minutes plus 1 lap race. Our top 10, to remind you, will be Saucy, Mini, Colapinto, Belov, Pizzi and Goethe are going to be row 3. Then Alatalo, Habacourt, Aron, Boyer. We've got drivers out of position like Hajar. We've got Vidales out of position as well. It's going to be a good one. We will see you at 4 p.m. local time here in Zandvoort.